Thanks, Alicia. I'll try to make some sense out of it. I'm Terry Wood. You've heard that old saying, home is where the heart is. And for most of us, home is, say, an apartment building or a neighborhood similar to this one. But we're going to introduce you to a family from Missouri who found the road is where their heart is, and that's what they're calling home. Shay and Sherry Smith and their 5 children are just like everyone else. They eat breakfast together. The kids play with toys and Dad goes to work. In fact, the only major difference between the Smiths and your average American family is that they live full-time in their RV, traveling from one place to the next on the ultimate road trip.
My husband was real sick for about 13 years, and after he was well, it took him about 2 years to really find himself again. And we were camping one weekend on a lake, and he held me in his arms and he said, "Honey, I can do this full time." And it was the first time I saw a spark in his eye in years and years.
We thought we would always do it someday, you know, when I retired, that we would, you know, travel like a lot of retired people do. But then we thought, you know, why not do it now when we can bring the kids along and while we both can still get around.
So we started the research and we decided to sell our home and travel for a year. It was a difficult first year. It wasn't easy. We knew it wouldn't be, but it was a lot more difficult than what we thought it would be. Being pregnant on the road was not easy. But after our year was up, we said, you know, we need to keep going. This is, we want more. Out of all the sacrifices we made, we want more. So every year we reevaluate if it's what's best for our children and if it's what's best for us, for our marriage. And if it is, we keep going, and it has been.
Now, 4 years later, the Smiths have traveled from one end of the country to the other with kids in tow, working, learning, and growing, all in the space of their RV. For their children, ranging in age from 20 all the way down to 3 years old, life on the road has its sacrifices, and it has its rewards.
I was very excited. I've always been a little adventurous and also a little hesitant, maybe, because we had lived in that same area basically my whole life. And so it was kind of a little bit of a stretch, but I think it's been very good.
I was all for it from the start. It'd be so different, you know, selling the house and, you know, not having something to go back to, you know, everything that we'd known there, and leaving all that. But I was definitely excited about it.
I get to play with my brother and sisters a lot. I love it.
Daily life for the Smiths is, of course, a bit different from most people's routines, but surprisingly, not really that different. There's schoolwork, jobs to do, and bills to pay. Luckily, as a telecommunications engineer, Shay's work is as mobile as he is.
Pretty much everything's over the internet, so as long as I have a cell phone signal, internet signal, I can work.
Everyone gets up between 6:30 and 7, and they have different studies they do first thing in the morning, and we always eat breakfast together.
Well, I'm a homeschooler.
But this homeschooling is far more involved than what most people imagine, giving the Smith children a deeper understanding of the world, more than just theories in books.
It's been amazing. I think very few teenagers get to have a high school education like I have.
Many afternoons we'll go out, instead of reading about the rocks, we go find them and study geology, or we'll go to historical places and walk.
Their travels have also introduced their children to different professionals and opened doors that otherwise would have remained closed. Oldest son Cody is a writer, and he's already been published in numerous national publications. The family has their own website, thelemonadedigest.com. Everyone contributes to the site with articles, videos, and their own unique perspective on family togetherness. While not exactly the home most of us would envision for ourselves, the Smith family does have everything you could possibly need. Strong relationships, good kids, a happy marriage, all the things that make home exactly what it's supposed to be.
I think overall, from the time when we started the trip to now, I am closer to everyone in my family than I was before.
I just like being with my family.
The dream come true is just being able to see such a diversity of places and people for all of us, especially our children, it's, you know, made them more outgoing, and just to see different cultures and get to experience, you know, a lot of different things.
I think you have to know it's what you're supposed to do, because it's not easy. And if I didn't know this was what we're supposed to be doing with all my heart, I would have given up that first year.
But the thing is, they didn't give up. Home is where the heart is, whether it's a house in a neighborhood like this, an apartment building, or an RV. And the Smiths are proof of that. For At Your Leisure, I'm Terry Wood.